10 years ago this June, Rob Chapman posted his pedal board quest video. This video had a very unlikely impact on my life. For months when I'd come home from school or during summer vacation, I would watch this video on repeat. One of the reasons why I loved watching this video was to hear the Arion super chords that they were using in the video. Their excitement towards this pedal and how it sounded sparked something in me. I wanted to find one, but I wanted to find an original one. There are two reasons why I wanted to buy the original version of this pedal. One, I lived in a place where I couldn't get the reproduction of the pedal without shipping it, and I like to try my gear before I buy it, so that was absolutely out of the question for me. The second reason is I love collecting things, and I especially love collecting Japanese instruments and electronics, so I figured this would be a potentially cool new item for my collection. This is why I decided that if I ever got the opportunity to try this pedal, I would absolutely do it. This coincided with my hunt for the perfect chorus pedal. Now, did this pedal end that hunt? Let's find out. Now, why chorus? Chorus is a touchy subject in the guitarist community. Some love it, some despise it. Some are neutral. Personally, I love it so much. I think it's one of the coolest modulation effects. I also, though, like it for a more sentimental, nostalgic reason. Growing up, my dad was super instrumental in introducing me to music. He likes to tell people he taught me rock and roll appreciation and rock knowledge, which is honestly very true. At a super early age, my dad was introducing me to post-punk new wave bands such as Graham Parker and the Rumor, Utopia, The Sports, and Joe Jackson, to name a few. These artists helped form my musical psyche. Another thing in common with all these artists is that they all use chorus pedals, at least at some points in their songs. As I got older, the artists I liked began to diversify. I became really influenced by Johnny Marr from the Smiths and Adrian Belew of King Crimson. Though the artists I mentioned didn't use the Arion stereo chorus, they still used chorus-like effects on their music. And that's one of the reasons why this pedal is so sentimental to me. This is the music that I was raised on. This pedal came out in the same era that music was released in, and that video from 10 years ago never left my head. Another reason why chorus is ingrained into my psyche is because of this. The Line 6 Spider 4. Probably one of the most despised and clowned on amps of all time. This was my amp for 3 or 4 years. Now, I don't like how the amp sounds typically, but there was one sound I liked and my dad really liked as well. It was the Message in a Bottle sound. The guitar tone is based off of Andy Summers' tone in Message in a Bottle by The Police. It features lots of chorus on it. I used this amp and setting at a talent show when I was younger, and I wrote a lot of my first songs with that sound. So for me, it kind of holds an oddly special place in my heart. In the 10 years since I saw Rob Chapman's video, I tried out many different chorus pedals, but after playing all of them, I would just think about the Arion stereo chorus. This 40-year-old pedal was looming over any chorus pedal I tried, and I was never satisfied. I told myself if I ever saw one in my city, I would try it out just to see if it was worth the hype I had made in my head. And I got that opportunity recently. Around a month ago, I was online looking at one of my local guitar store's websites, and I found it. I found the listing for the Arion Super Chorus, something I never thought I would see. I kid you not, within 30 minutes, I was at the music store trying out the pedal. In my head, this was life or death. I was going to try this pedal before anyone else came rushing to the store. It turns out the pedal was listed 2 weeks ago, and the day after I bought this pedal, someone listed one on Facebook Marketplace in my city for cheaper. So there wasn't really that rush that I thought there was. When I plugged in the pedal and I played my first notes through it, I thought, this is all right. I started panicking. 10 years? 10 years waiting for this moment? For this? But I calmed myself down and I was like, okay, let's mess with the knobs. So I messed with the tone knob, and sure enough, it did sound really good. And after an hour of playing it at the local music store, I decided to buy it. I was super excited when I got this pedal because the pedal is in great condition, aside from some sun damage that changed the color from blue to green. It also came with the box that included the original manual, product catalog, and business card from the store that this pedal came from. In terms of sound, I really like how this pedal has a tone control. I found that using this is super helpful when dialing in a tone. I like to keep it between 11 and 1 o'clock on the pedal, as I found this cuts through the best and is the nicest sounding chorus to my ears. I have experimented with putting the tone knob at its lowest setting and its highest setting, but I'm not too crazy about those extreme sounds. So what does this pedal sound like? We're gonna check out my 4 favorite sounds that this pedal does. The first sound is what I would describe as an 80s console clean sound. This is what you would hear on the pop records of the day. It's basically my guitar plugged directly into the pedal into my UAD Apollo, emulating a console preamp. It's a very dry sound, but it sounds really cool for chords and funk. This sound is what I'd call the post-punk new wave guitar sound. The amp sound has a little bit of dirt on it, but it's overall pretty clean. This sound is inspired by Alex Lifeson and Steve Lukather. It's more of a guitar sound that you'd hear on a solo or a lead part in a song. It's kind of over the top, which I like. This last sound is one of the hidden gems of chorus pedals. They do a pretty good job mimicking a Leslie speaker. This sound reminds me of what you'd hear in Black Hole Sun, though I believe that was done with a Leslie. It gets pretty close. Check it out. Now the question that you're probably wondering, was it worth the 10-year wait? I'd say so. I love collecting things and I love the chase. The chase is sometimes the most fun part, and this pedal is no exception. Yes, it sounds great, and yes, it does exactly what I wanted it to do, but finding out that it was available in my city and rushing to the music store is the biggest dopamine hit I got. Is there anything that I don't like about this pedal? Yes. The construction of it is not as well built as, say, a Boss pedal from this era. The plastic is decently strong, but I'm genuinely worried I'm gonna break the pedal within the next 2 years playing with my band. I have big feet and I stomp aggressively when I turn on my pedals, and I'm worried I'm gonna break the button that turns this pedal on. I hope I don't, and I hope I'm wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if this pedal becomes something that I use just at home for videos or messing around. Am I happy that I own it though? Yes. I'm happy that I finally have this little piece of my childhood with me. For nostalgic reasons or whatever reasons, I'm happy that I have it. And it makes me happy looking at it to see that I finally own this piece that I wanted for so long. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about chorus pedals and what gear you've chased for years and if it was worth the wait. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out so much. And if you would like to take guitar lessons with me, message my email on this screen or in the description down below. I'm Colji, and I'll see you in the next one.